guys, on today's episode of TikTok Made Me Buy It, we did it. We went on over to Vevor, whoops, I meant to do that, Vevor, and bought us an 8kW diesel engine heater, okay? Diesel engine heater. Seen them on TikTok, we got a shop that's cold, I wanna buy it, I wanna try it, let's get it. Alright, so again, I saw this, several other people posted videos, and I had to buy one. And honestly, I think right around Christmas time, we paid like 130 bucks for this thing, 8kW engine heater. I have no idea what to expect, and honestly, the fact that it came in is a huge win. I thought I was getting scammed, it wasn't coming in. So I'm automatically seeing in the box here, it looks like a car key. So it has like a remote control. As you can see, the diesel fuel cap. This is, I don't know, it's packaged decent.
It looks like it's just a plastic container wrapped in metal. Like it's just in there, you know what I'm saying?
All right, well, we're gonna take it out and first get out of the box. It honestly doesn't, It honestly doesn't weigh much. I think it's probably 20 pounds. I'm not very strong.
Scratch my toolbox.
And I just picked it up. All right, we got this thing unboxed, and it looks like we got a heat outlet duct. I'm gonna guess this is an exhaust pipe. Look at that muffler. Intake, not sure. And they do run on 12 volts, so that much I do know they run on 12 volts. What I'm seeing right up front, there's no digital display like I thought I was getting, unless it fell in. I don't know. So the instruction book is pretty big. There's a fair amount in here, and it talks about assembling and putting stuff into this that I'm pretty sure is already in there. About a dosing oil and the angle of it and the whole deal. Everybody made it look really simple on TikTok, so this better be pretty simple. But anyway, we found clips. Oops. We found clips on the bottom of this thing, and I'm pretty sure the whole cover comes off. Oop, without the fuel tank. All right, so there's the cover. Here's the fuel tank, just kind of thrown in there. Here's the injector right here. Dosing oil. I think they call that the diesel oil. And I guess
it looks like there's stuff in that line though.
Yeah, like it's been run. So I think it's all set. This is the engine.
It's plastic.
I guess. Inside of there, here's our electrical connectors. We're gonna connect our 12 volt battery to. I'm guessing we just fill this with diesel fuel. We connect our duct. I'm not sure about the intake and exhaust. This looks like a dial, but it doesn't turn. It literally just has one power button. Again, we have this. That's, I don't know. All right. So, let's see what we got. All right, I just want to show you something in the manual air heater. Step 1, add diesel. And we look at step 2, real careful now. After the machine is installed, check whether the phone is stuck. If it's stuck, it cannot be started. My phone definitely was stuck. So that could have been the problem, just saying. All right, the directions have a lot to be desired. And again, I'm seriously suspecting the fact that this has no display, and the one I thought I bought had one. But I did manage to get the exhaust and the intake connected. A couple of hose clamps here. I'm clearly gonna have to tie this up out of the way so it doesn't hit the exhaust and burn. Yeah. And even with the tightest bend I could put on the exhaust, it's below the mounting plate of this. So I'm gonna mount this to a couple 2x4s or some other thing to elevate it, as far as that goes. Of course, it didn't come with blocks of wood to shim it up off the deck, but now we've got it on a stand. Our remote, we got batteries in that, have no idea how that works. We have our air blower hose connected, couple clamps. We have our intake filter setup, which is nothing more than a hollow container with holes in it. Whew. And our straight piped exhaust because it's cool and I don't want to put a muffler on it. So we're connecting our positive and negative. At this point, not using the directions like I probably should. But honestly, those directions make it sound like the thing comes completely disassembled. But I'm still convinced we're missing the circuit board, so whatever, I guess we'll find out what happens in a minute. But the power wires are connected. Before we connect them to the battery, we're going to put this on the floor, just kind of sitting in there, and put some diesel fuel in it. And then attempt to connect to the battery and start it, I guess, right? All right, we're gonna put a little bit of fuel in this thing. I honestly don't know what to expect. So, I'm a little freaked out by this, I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's push this. Please wait. All right, we've now picked this thing up and put it on the toolbox again because it did nothing when you connected it to the battery. Although, when I set it down, it started making a fuel pump noise. Try to get it to do it. Or not. Come on, baby. All right, we found a fuse, 20 amp fuse, and it is good. The wiring's all connected, and it's doing nothing again. Like I said, we got the fuel pump to click once. Now it's not even clicking, let alone do anything else. We have no display on this thing, so I don't know what that's about. We do have the remote control, and all it says when you turn it on is connecting, please wait. According to the manual, you push this 5 times, the little button, and it has a light under it, which does not exist. There is definitely no light there. So we're flying blind, we have no idea what we're doing. All right, we've been reading, or attempting to read these very well written directions, and the only thing we've been able to get it to do is when you push this 5 times, the fuel pump kicks on, and you're supposed to watch for air bubbles to basically let it prime itself, the air out of itself until it gets into the cylinder. And it has definitely primed because we've done this a bunch now. So then we shut it off. But yeah, it tells you in order to pair the remote, you push the power and settings button, hold it, and push this 5 times. But when you do that, it starts to pump. Nothing pairs. It just says pairing and nothing happens. It also says there's a light here, nothing happens. So we've been able to get this to do nothing at this point. However, there is a phone number on the back, and this is going to be an interesting phone call. Let's try it.
275-4507. Can't take your call now. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
I don't feel like this is gonna help. Yeah, we bought one of your diesel engine heaters from Vevor, and it doesn't do anything. And the manual is not very helpful. Give us a call, please. All right, stand by. We don't know what we did.
Well, Evan figured
Evan figured it out. Evan, thanks, buddy. But we have cold air and smoke. Smoke,
it smells like diesel,
which is also cold.
but it's diesel, so there's that.
We have action, but no heat. And again, no phone call, so kind of flying blind. Oh my God. All right, it's starting to warm up. We're gonna fume the heck of ourselves, so we'll have to shut her down. I have no idea how to shut her down.
Oh my God.
Oh, rolling coal. This thing is rolling coal. Oh. All right, I don't know what we did, and I can't repeat it, but right now it seems to be running. We can't see what we're doing. We don't know what this does, but we turned it up. It is blowing hot air. It has now stopped rolling coal. The fuel pump is working. This is a legit engine. Go get the thermometer over there, Evan. I want to see what the heat is coming out of this thing. It is running, okay? This is a $130 diesel engine that is now running, and I have no idea how we did it.
130.
So we're at 130 and climbing for a temperature coming out.
140.
And what's the exhaust running at? This baby's warm.
260.
So
280.
it's doing something. All right, so I might just have to renege on what I was saying about this thing being a POS. Because it is freaking blowing some serious hot air right now. And I don't know. we're gonna let it run for 5 minutes and see. Then the real test, we'll attempt to put it down the shop, which is about 1,500 square feet and about 30 degrees in there right now, and see what happens. What I do know is you got to have this thing connected to 12 volts all the time. At least everybody who said. So there is a jar on it, so you're definitely, while this is running, you're going to want to put it on the trickle charger so we can try to keep up. because I would say you're gonna run this thing for a little while. Supposedly, this thing will run like 8 hours on a tank of fuel, which is only a gallon or so. So again, what do we have for temperature now coming out of this thing?
Dang.
175 degrees, 180, 90. Oh wow, this thing may melt down. All right, he just pushed the power button and it's shutting down now. It actually shut down fairly quick. We're gonna attempt to start this thing again and see if we can't repeat it. So I think we figured it out. I'm not 100%. We're gonna have to trial by fire here. No pun intended. But we're gonna fill this thing up, actually fill it up. We're gonna bring it down the shop and we're gonna actually try it and let it run and see if we can't heat that building up. We'll get a baseline and how long we let it run and see what it does. Again, it's like 1,500 square feet, 14-foot ceiling, steel building. It's pretty chilly. I believe to start this thing now is a long press on. You press and hold it to turn it on.
On the machine.
On the machine, but then you have to go over to the remote control. Once it's paired, separate procedure, and you can turn it up. And then it slowly chugs along and then builds its temperature up. And then again, to shut it down, press power on the remote, it shuts the process down, and then push and hold the power button on the machine, and that shut it down. At least it did for us the first time. We'll try this again a couple times so I can kind of refine it and tell you. Again, this is not the machine I bought. I don't even know if it's the 8kW. Whatever, but it's throwing heat, and I guess that's what matters. We're gonna go try it in the shop, because as you can see, it's winter. All right, this is literally the cutest little muffler I have ever seen, and I'm not installing it because this thing wasn't loud at all anyway, and that is way too cute. We're gonna be using that in some metal art down the road for sure. All right, we're in the shop. Haven't been here all day because we've been up at the other shop powder coating all day. So, unheated space, completely unheated, minimal insulation. That's my fault. So the temperature in here right now, let me see what this is doing so you can kind of see it. It's 37 degrees. We brought our little diesel heater, now that I think we've figured out how to run it, through the exhaust port. I put it up on some blocks of wood to level it, and I'm going to turn it on. All right, so I know I missed it on camera and I apologize, but I did push and hold this again and it came on, and you can hear it kind of running. There's barely anything running out of it, but this is how it started last time too. Really slow, and it kind of built it up, and then you can go ahead on the controller, which is so dimly lit that you can turn it up or down. I don't think it works though until the machine is actually up and going. So here we go, I can hear it now. You hear the fuel pump? So it's kind of going through an automatic cycle. So it is doing something. All right, you hear it now? All right, let's go outside, see the exhaust. Oh, would you look at that? We got exhaust, we got steamage coming out. Well, she's doing something. Give it a minute to boot up, we'll see. She's blowing, it's warming up, and I think, you can't even see this display. It's so dimly lit. But I'm pretty sure I'm on high right now. That's terribly lit. So definitely controller sucks, but that's how you control it. But it's doing something. You can hear the fuel pump running. 37 degrees in here. And let's see what we got and how long it takes to bring this temperature of this building up. Like I said, this is 1,500 square feet. That's a lot of space, and it's tall ceilings. And I don't want to put her on any other supplemental heat because I want to see what this does. So I'll check back in like 30 minutes. Hopefully my hoodie's off by then. I don't know. This thing's got a lot of work to do. We'll see. All right, update. This has been running for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Keep in mind, 14-foot walls, 1,500 square feet, way above what this 8kW heater is rated at. And I'm certainly not talking it up because I'm not impressed with a lot of the quality on it. However, we're up to 40 degrees in here. So that may not sound like a lot, but that's a big space to go up 3 degrees when everything in here was friggin' cold. So that brings us to the end of this episode here. Again, it was a TikTok purchase that we did on Vevor for $130 or 8kW heater. It does work. Is it gonna work for this space? Probably not, but that's okay. Give us a like, give us a subscribe. See you next time. Scott from Flippin' Customized.